All right. Hey, what is up, everybody? This is John from Magic Tech Review. No, I'm not Magic Tech Review right now. I'm Magic. No, I'm not even Magic. I'm MTR Games with Slim Shady graphics. This is a different little setup. Yeah, I know. We're gonna be having the Game Awards on the 7th, so that's a big thing right there. And I'm probably working on the 7th. Game Awards. It's every year they do a Game Awards thingy. So, yeah. And they show off different games and what's going to win or whatnot. And so, yeah, they're going to be picking the Game Awards people and all that. And we don't have a lot of people on this channel per se right now, but we will here in the future. We're trying to get it up to 1,000 subscribers. It's like starting from new again. I'm like 4,000. Yeah, I'm like 450 right now. Yeah. What? Showing everybody, you can do it all over again if you need to. You know what I'm saying? If you need to. So, anyways, let me go ahead and post this in the chat. You can go ahead and do a little talking with Slim Shady for us.
Wondering what games are going to be becoming, like one of the year. I feel like Mario Odyssey is like one of the really good games this year that many people think about. Because, like, I haven't seen anything too bad about it. Have you seen any reviews, like, on Mario Odyssey, like, what people think about it?
Yeah, well, Mario Odyssey is like, it got 10s after 10s after 10s after 10s. So did Breath of the Wild. They're pretty much both Zelda Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey is like they're actually competing against each other, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But I feel like it's gonna have like dominated, for really good aesthetics. Because they really built from the ground up when it came to that part. Because I remember reading up on it in a long time. Because they had to animate each and every detail for the game itself, so to make it look like like one of those old classic shows that you would see that you used to see.
True.
Awesome.
Let me see here. So yeah, there's other games like Horizon Zero Dawn, which I don't think is even going to come close to what Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey has came to do or whatever. Pretty much Nintendo has been kicking butt ever since the Switch released. Everybody thought it was going to be a flop, just like the Wii U, but Switch has been like an unstoppable beast pretty much.
Yeah, more people are getting into that.
Go ahead.
More and more people are starting to get into it, especially with many of the people benefits of having the Nintendo Switch, especially with the new AAA titles that have been coming out for it, and for it, such as Doom. That game came out, and for the most part, what everybody said.
There are some like indie titles and stuff like that I think was it Cuphead. I don't know if it's actually is allowed in this one, but I don't know if Cuphead's going to be there. I don't know if what else came out during this year, man. There's not a lot of games that came out like for different systems. You know what I'm saying? You have what is it? Andromeda. You think Andromeda's going to pull it off, man?
For aesthetic stuff, like I don't know, like a lot of people said that the story wasn't all that great. You know what I mean? A lot of people didn't like that, especially fascinated with the gameplay aspect. But I thought the aesthetics for the game were pleasing, and I think many people agree with that as well.
How about Battlefront 2 and the loot boxes, man? Maybe that'll win
it. Let's hope so, to be honest.
Loot box of the year, right?
What?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like a lot of these games, they're just like they're so loot box heavy and microtransaction heavy that it kind of just kills the experience. Like, Call of Duty, what I'm saying? It's great and all, but it's just like just watching everybody spending all that money on loot boxes and getting different guns and all. I don't know, man. It's just, to me, it's not like really like the gameplay experience is kind of ruined by all that stuff. To be honest with you, like if it's World War II,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're holding a pink revolver, it's just I don't know, man, just not, you know.
Doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound right. It doesn't look right. It just I don't know, man. I mean, hey, if that's what you're into, man. I mean, all the more to you. But I don't know. I'm not into that stuff, man. I'm into like real gameplay, real satisfying gameplay. Mostly one player games. I mean, I'll do some multiplayer games here and there, but mostly one player experiences where you go through, a nice world and you have to explore and puzzle solve and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Kind of like the Sonic games, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. Agreed. All the way. Because it seems as if like Sonic, I don't know, they changed too much of him up, and that's why many of the other companies, you know, what I mean, all the companies that have been making Call of Duty games, that's why they've been kind of going on a downfall. Even though World War II was pretty good on the most part, what most people have been saying about it,
Mhm.
but before then, you know, what I mean, it was going on a steady decline. Mostly because they kept on trying, you know, what I mean, to do the new stuff for all the games with the new futuristic movement stuff, and many people did not like that whatsoever. And that's kind of what's been happening with Sonic, where they kept on trying to add new stuff in, but it kind of just crapped, you know, what I mean, as a whole. And that's why when Sonic Mania came out, it was so great because that was something that is something that everybody liked that was changed in the past. So hopefully, if they did make a new game, they make it similar to Sonic Mania in a sense, but you know what I mean, building off from that, and maybe they can add something new, which is why they have the Sonic hacking contest, because many people want to see new stuff. And of course, with many independent developers, they can create something like Sonic One Colors, where they have the Sonic Colors you know what I mean, building blocks of the type of game that it is, but including, you know what I mean, just all that being in Sonic One. So it's really cool, you know what I mean, stuff like that, and hopefully they can kind of improve upon it, and you know, mostly the rest of the companies can try doing that as well when they create newer and newer games instead of throwing in loot boxes and kind of doing some stuff that nobody would agree upon.
What about indie game of the year? What do you think would be indie game of the year in your opinion?
um,
You got
that's a hard.
Let me see. You got
Like,
oh, isn't oh my god, what's that game? Overwatch. Isn't that didn't that come out this year?
no, Overwatch been out for a little while now. I think it's been
Okay.
out for 3 years.
Two,
I
yeah,
think
I
so.
don't I don't I don't play Overwatch at all, but I'm just thinking of any games that can be like possibly dethrone Zelda or Mario at this point.
Mhm.
And they've gotten like the highest review scores pretty much like they're 98s, in Metacritic. So PUBG, I don't know. Have you played PUBG? I haven't. I don't even know. Like I don't even know what it stands for.
It stands for Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. The game itself is, in my opinion, I think the game that's overthrowing that is Fortnite because literally all I've been seeing over news and TV and all that stuff is I like literally on the news you've seen a bit, you know what I mean, they were talking about Fortnite. I was like, wow, this game really is overpopulating, you know what I mean, the main people that made the full concept for PUBG. I'm like, they're actually beating the main people that created the aspect of that type of game. So I'm like, wow.
What's the
So I
other
think
one
that
that was kind of
PUBG.
retro like? That it's got like little skeletons and everything, and you're like underground or something like that for a lot of it. I forget the
I'm not
name.
too sure.
I forget the name.
You
It's like a
played the
little
game?
indie game, but maybe no, maybe it's made by a big publisher, but it's not like really graphically intense. I so forget what that's called, man. Oh my god, people are gonna kill me in the comments when this is viewed afterwards.
Most definitely, they're gonna be like, why you see? Well,
It's
for
like you
regardless,
start off in a cave or something like that, and it's just like this little skeleton guy that's like staring at you, and it's like really hard, a really hard game, but it's like really not graphically intense, and it's like oh my god, don't kill me,
mm-hmm.
people. I'm sorry.
You're like, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, so I don't know. How about like you know worst game of the year? What do you think about that one? Like,
Worst. There's not that many bad games I think this year, but if you were to think of a bad game like on the spot right away, the only bad game that I can actually remember, um, didn't Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Wait,
No, it was
no, that
last
came
year.
out in 2016. That was 2016. Okay, I keep forgetting that a lot because the next year passes and then so on, so on. Because 2017 was World War II. Uh, I think Sonic Forces may be one of the worst games because there
I think
wasn't
they
that many
tried to
bad
do
games
too
if you
much,
think about it.
bro.
What?
Oh, Binding of Isaac? No, no, not Binding of Isaac. It's another game. Yo, it's another game. It is another game, yo. It's killing me right now. It's another game. Thank you for joining in, by the way, there. Uh, Triflosion? It's not Binding of Isaac. I know what Binding of Isaac is. It's another game, yo, and it's got like these. It's just got these old school aesthetics, like pixel art or whatever. But I'll remember it sometime. I'll remember it like when I'm off the stream, of course. But I think for Sonic Forces, yeah, I think they try to do too much, man. Like like with the Mario games,
Yeah.
especially like Mario Odyssey. Yeah, okay, now you can, he still controls the same, still really tight and everything, really tight, camera and all that. But now he just throws a cap and he controls things. You know what I'm saying? So they did something really big, but they made it like a small one feature. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like change the whole Mario game of like, they didn't put like, I mean, just imagine if you can make your own character in Mario, like how weird that would be, you know?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Uh,
I'll be right back in a second. Okay.
All right. So yeah, I think that, being able to make your own Sonic character is cool, but I think it's just too much, man. It's just too weird for people to even think about or to really get behind, and then that kind of just branches off into like, so many different ways and so many different things. It's like not even really Sonic anymore. And Sonic has all these characters, and it's just like, man, it's just so much. You know what I'm saying? I think they should just stick to, Sonic, Knuckle, Tails, Metal Sonic, and maybe a couple others. But there's just like so many characters in that game, and it just kind of like really kills the experience for me. Sonic Mania, awesome. I downloaded it for a little bit and played it with Little John or whatnot. So, Sonic Mania is definitely an awesome little game. It took the old school aspects and just added a little bit of a twist to it. So, and I think that's like what was really really what the Sonic franchise really needs right now. They need to just go back to basics, really tight controls, speed, and just really good graphics. And I think they'll go good moving forward. But like the camera's all off, makes it small and whatnot. So yeah, so um, I think my pick for like the worst game of the year that came out, I would have to probably say like is like uh, probably the Andromeda series, where they had like a really good trilogy, and then at the end they just threw in that Andromeda thing, and the graphics were just terrible, glitches everywhere, just glitchy games in general this year. Like if you have a big old budget like these companies have, and then all of a sudden you come out with a glitchy game, it's just not cool. You back, Slim?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm back now. I agree with you with Andromeda. I forgot all about that game for a second.
And it's crazy because I can't even remember the first part of it, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's not even a really great game if I can't even remember the first thing of it.
Yeah,
I
it
think
doesn't have much.
like Sony and Microsoft, they really need to like build up their mascots or their IPs.
Mm-hmm. Well, once they build them up, then like I don't know, that'd be kind of cool if they ever went back to trying to do that or something.
Right? Like I mean, like there's like iconic like Mario, Yoshi, Luigi. I mean, you just mentioned Nintendo, and like, a whole bunch of characters come up to mind. Like if you mention Xbox, I mean, what do you really think of? Maybe Master Chief from the
Like
Halo
Tomb Raider,
series.
that's like
Huh?
about it. Yeah, like that and Tomb Raider. That's like the only or Gears of War. Like those are like the first ones that pop up in your head. Because
Or
I
like
think that
PlayStation. What do you think about when you say PlayStation? I mean, I understand they have awesome games with awesome content, a lot of third parties and whatnot, but after you peel away those third parties, I mean, what do you really have?
yeah, like they used to have like I mean like Spyro and Crash, but they pushed them away. Like they're not characters that are relevant anymore.
Right. So I think they just need to focus on like their IPs and stuff like that going forward, because like I don't know, it's just like PlayStation, like it's a brand, but I mean it's not like something that like is really like hits you in the feels when it comes to nostalgia and stuff like that. And nostalgia does sell, whether people want to admit it or not. But if a dad sees a Nintendo blanket or something like that, you know what I'm saying, they're definitely gonna probably try to get it for the kid, just because.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Okay, now who do you think is gonna get streamer of the year? Because there is a such thing. Boogie 298988 won it last year.
Oh
Who do you think
really?
is gonna win the video game streamer of the year?
What? Who's all the people right now for the game streamers of the year?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I really don't know. I'm sure Markiplier's up there somewhere, and
Markiplier.
Jacksepticeye probably.
I'm checking right now. If let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'll probably find it.
Okay.
Trending gamers. There's trending gamers right now that you can
Oh, is
pick
that what it
from.
is?
Yeah. Best independent game. Oh, definitely Cuphead. Yeah, we
Okay.
could probably just keep going through these, and then what I mean, just like give our thoughts on each.
Okay. So what's another best independent game? What does it have up there?
For the best independent game, we got Cuphead. I think it says Pure. I think that's how you say it. Pyre. Pure.
Mm-hmm.
Night Woods. Hellblade.
Mm-hmm.
And What Remains of Edith Finch.
Oh yeah, Cuphead easily, bro.
Yeah, Cuphead definitely seems that way because all the other games they weren't as trending as Cuphead was, and more people, what I mean, think of Cuphead first before anything. And the gameplay itself, what I mean, was real nice, despite what I mean the aggravation that it holds. But I don't know. I think it's just the dedication that developers put into it, and along with how everybody felt when playing the game and giving you the nostalgic feel. I don't know. I found it really cool, and I think that's probably the best from the selection of that.
All right, and then what else do we have? What's actually up for game of the year? PUBG, Mario, Zelda, Horizon. What else is there?
I can go back and check up real quick. Let me do that.
All right.
We got Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, PUBG, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Persona 5.
Hmm. Yeah, I've never really played Persona 5. Never really been a Persona fan. How about you?
Nah, I haven't met as well.
Oh,
I feel like they only got a small majority that's really into that. I don't think they have too much of a ginormous fan. So maybe there is, but I don't know.
all right,
Haven't
what's
really.
the next category? Just
I'm just scrolling.
and we'll end it. Just go down all the categories.
Oh yeah, I was actually going down from up, just because that's all I was doing to check in on some. But for the most anticipated game presented by Mick Cafe, or just the most anticipated game, I would just say we have Red Dead Redemption 2, The Last of Us Part 2, Monster Hunter World, God of War, just God of War. Of course, they just gotta mess up the freaking names for everything, like Rocky Balboa,
Mm-hmm.
and Marvel's Spider. Of course, they have to mess that name up too. They really be messing
Oh,
the names up for the titles of every,
most anticipated
Oh,
game.
most anticipated game. Yeah,
What was the first ones? I'm sorry, I kind of got
Last
distracted.
of Us Part 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Monster Hunter World, along with God of War and Marvel's Spider-Man.
I'm not really anticipating any of those games to be honest, but I guess Spider-Man if I'd had to pick something.
Marvel's Spider-Man, like lately, for the Amazing Spider-Man games, the first and second one were pretty ass cheeks. Like I think the first one was okay, but the second one I think I heard was like balls or whatever. So I don't think on that part that one's as good, but hopefully the new Marvel Spider-Man game, what I mean, gets away from those two games and becomes a lot better, and hopefully resembling like the older Spider-Man games, like Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube and PlayStation 2, which was really fun. There was also the Ultimate Spider-Man, I believe, which was pretty cool. It was like more of a comic vibe because the detailing in the game and the graphics and such, it was similar to Borderlands if you ever play that game. That's what the graphics were like, more of a
Mm.
comic style type of graphics, and I think that was really awesome. But
I
Spider,
just hope it's not like a bunch of quick time events. You know what I'm saying? Those things suck.
yeah, like God of War or whatever, like on how they did that most of the time.
Ugh.
especially in the third game. Hopefully they don't do that in the next God of War, which is also on the list for the most anticipated games of the year. Presented by
Yeah, I don't know. Cutscenes and quick time events. It's just like you're watching a movie. It's not like you're not even playing. Just like let me play. You know.
Yeah, like if you want to watch a movie, you would watch a movie.
Right. Like go watch a movie that has like a little control that you can just click. You know, if you, like, do you want her to die? Yes or no? Just yes, and then it just plays out which one. You know, it's like I don't want to
Yeah.
play quick time movie.
Yeah. Like if you really wanted to do that, you would play the Telltale games or the Telltale game. I think that's how you say
Yeah.
it, but yeah, basically their games. That's what their games is for, you know, those decision making and quick time events. That's basically what those games are for.
Yeah, and it kills me because like people are like, "Oh, this is so graphically intense and all this other stuff," and it's like, bro, it's just a cutscene. You know what I'm saying? Chill out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sound
And then
like
the
you're
real
doing.
game, and then the real game loads up, and it's like, like yeah, it looks nothing like that.
Yeah, it's similar to Sonic 06 with like I don't know if like you've already seen since you've seen the AVGN episode, but you've
Hmm.
seen like how the game like when it first starts up, how it's like it seems so nice, like the graphics seem so nice. Sonic and all the other characters, they look very well graphically. But then it goes to the real game and they look completely different, and the world looks completely different, and everything. It's just like that does not look like at all on how the game was trying to look.
Right. I like when they actually use like real game footage for cutscenes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly. But
but
I don't know. It's whatever,
what's
I guess.
next?
All right. So going off from there, we have the best multiplayer game, and of course, one of those games is Fortnite, Call of Duty World War II, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Destiny 2, and PUBG.
Oh man, you know I'm gonna be rooting for Nintendo on that one. I
For
don't know, man. Splatoon 2, bro.
Splatoon 2, yeah. Mario
I'm
Kart
ready
8
for it.
Deluxe. I think that's more of a game that people play, like, you know what I mean, on the Nintendo Switch, where they're playing, you know what I mean, with friends. Um, you know what I mean, when they go out to places. So I don't know if they mean multiplayer as in like playing online. You know what I mean? But I think, oh yeah, it says right here for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design. So they're not talking about like sitting on the couch multiplayer type of thing. They're just talking about online multiplayer. So most people don't really play online on Mario Kart 8 from what I see, because I played Mario Kart 7 a lot. And nobody was ever online when I played. Um, but Splatoon 2 most definitely, because like a lot of people for some reason are like really into it, just because it seems like I don't know, it's very different. You know what I mean? It's a very different game compared to many other multiplayer games where you know what I mean, you just shoot people or all that and crap. But in that game, you know what I mean, you're trying to paint up as much as possible and shoot. You know what I mean, shooting paintballs and all that stuff.
All right, all right. I don't know. We've been up here for quite a bit, so let's go ahead and just end it there, and we'll probably do a little bit more coverage as it gets closer to time,
Yeah.
and then we'll have a live coverage of it on the day of. Well, we'll try to. What time is it that it actually airs?
Let me check right now because I think it's in 4 days. Yeah, 4 days and 3 hours. Live on December 7th.
7th. So that's the what? What date is that? Thursday? I hope.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay, I'm off that day.
I think so.
Okay, so yeah,
I mean,
I'll definitely be coverage of it.
let me check. Yeah, it's on Thursday. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hopefully we'll get a lot of new subscribers and new faces that day, and yeah.
Definitely get more people interested in the channel, and hopefully too, like we can. I definitely like to see if we can start collaborating when it comes to documentary stuff because I definitely like to make us do that some more. You know what I mean?
All right. So, anyways, so yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. It's John from Magic Tech Review and Slim Shady Graphics. So, peace out, guys.
Boy.